How's everybody doing? My name is Kurt Friedrich and I am the owner, driver of the number 14 Racing Go-Kart. And today we are doing our monthly update video for April. First off, I want to thank our sponsors, FSBO-NorthCarolina.com, which is a part of Sellers Resource Group, and Tibby Gyms for all their support. Today we are going to have a shorter video again like we did last month. To be honest, I have been dealing with some health issues over the past few weeks, so that's been the main focus. Very little strength, some high fevers. I had tested negative for COVID-19 twice, so that is a bonus. The downside is we don't know what's been triggering the fevers that I've been having, but we did send some blood work off last week, and hopefully going to get some results back from that this week. So unfortunately not a whole lot of updates, but we have been able to get a few things accomplished over the past month. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hit the notes. So first we got on our notes will be some body work that we finished. So over here, set on top of our chassis scales, is the left side. No, this is the right side. Right side body panel for the backup body, and this is basically how it's going to look when there's nothing on it. We got the trim painted and the main portion painted, and at this point in time, we're gonna leave it like it is because it takes a lot of work to take decals on and off, and we're thinking about using this as like the show body. I think I mentioned before in some of the videos that the body is not exactly designed for the type of go-kart we have. It doesn't really fit that well, so we want to use this for like last resort. But we can use it for when we go and show the go-kart at some of the Down syndrome events that we do. But we don't want to put those decals on because it takes a lot of work to take the decals off and then replace them, and then if we tear our main body up and have to slap this one on, we don't want to remove decals on. We just want to put decals. We don't want to remove decals off of it. We just want to get the decals on there and get this thing ready to race. In the future, we would like to have several bodies for the different types of paint schemes that we run. We usually run one paint scheme, or decal scheme, I guess you could call it. The paint schemes are all the same, but the decal scheme, we run one decal scheme for the Down syndrome, to support Down syndrome. Second decal scheme to support our military, and then third decal scheme, which is a primary that we'll run on your average weekends. So this body panel is complete. We do have the left side. I think it's got its final coat, just waiting to dry, and the nose piece I think has its final coat as well, just waiting to dry. So while we're here on the chassis scales, we'll go ahead and skip ahead a little bit to this new seat we have here. So this is a brand new seat. The last one that we have been running, during some of the wrecks and just the wear and tear of the racing, it had developed a lot of cracks in it in different places. We'll drill holes in it to mount weights, and some of those holes, have been getting oblong and worn out. And this seat is a newer design, so we're hoping that it's going to help improve the handling of the kart, help me keep me a little stable in the kart, because you don't want the driver moving around left and right through the corners, shifting weight. So what we've done with this is we've adjusted it to make sure that I can fit in it comfortably. And right now I can sit in this seat. I can put it on the ground, sit in it, and probably fall asleep sitting in it. It's that comfortable for me right now. But once we get it mounted on the chassis, that may be a different story. So right now we're going to leave it as it is until we have the chassis ready to mount it on there, and then once we get it mounted, then we'll sit in it again and see how it fits and see if there's any adjustments that need to be made. So we're really hoping that this is something that's going to improve our program. All right, so yeah, Lewis, since we're here on the chassis scales, we will move. We'll keep talking about that. So with chassis scales, we have made a lot of progress here. We'll start with. In fact, I think I'll have to go through and double check the bolts and stuff this month, but I think we're done assembling the chassis scales. We got the left rear leg installed. We got the left side support bar that's installed. We got the left front leg assembled and installed. The bracket, the scale plate brackets, we got those installed, and we got the front support bar installed, and we have finished getting the right front leg installed. And you see the jack stands are no longer underneath it, which is good because car is due for an oil change, and I'm going to need those jack stands to do the oil change on the car and tire rotation. So a few more things left to do on the stand itself. We'll need to move it. We're going to move it forward a little bit, and we need to level it out. We got some jack bolts installed on the bottom of it, level out, and then move the chassis back onto it. Some of well, you can probably show right there real quick. Some of the gray panels and 2x4s there, they are almost completed being painted. We got a couple more coats painted on them this past month, and I think some of them are just waiting for the last coat of paint, and then we get those assembled and yeah, get the cart set back on the chassis scales again. So with that, we have gotten a few things accomplished on the chassis. You will see here we got the left front tie rod assembled. That was not on. I don't think that was on here last time. We're not going to call it installed yet. We'll get to that in a minute. While we got the steering shaft. This is a new steering shaft that we also got over the winter time. The last one had a slight bow in it. I don't really think that was affecting too much the handling, but you know, a little bit here and a little bit there adds up. So we went ahead and got a new steering shaft. But it's not 100% installed yet. You can see it's sitting on here, and the left front is pointing straight, the right front is pointing to the right. So we're not going to consider anything installed here until we get those items squared away. And then here in the back, we have the rear axle. And on here, last time we had the brake hub installed and the rotor on here. We got our safety wire installed. That is a requirement per any race that you go to, because last thing you want is one of these bolts to come loose and come out of your brake rotor. We also got the axle hub installed, and then the chain guard installed. This is also a new chain guard. The last one, you know, we do a lot of gear changes at the track. So, you know, taking these gear guards on and off constantly creates a lot of wear. So we're getting a new piece for that as well. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all we got for the chassis and for the chassis scales at this point in time. Lou, we can step back over here into the light. So with that being said, we do have some upcoming events. I don't know exactly when we'll be ready to go racing again. You know, since the past few months have been a little bit slow, things have been pushed back a little bit. And we're not going to go racing until the trailer's done, and that's really the biggest thing right now. So with that being said, some of the blue you can show here, we gotten some things painted, and we got my son Ty. Fortunately, he's been sitting out here a while and should be dry, but we'll go chase Ty off. He's confinement on the dry paint. But these are some of the pieces of the trailer, so when we get more of these items painted, we get them assembled and then reinstalled back on the trailer. Another thing that's going to push us back a little bit is we decided for safety reasons we were going to lower the height of the trailer. We built it the inside at 7 feet, and we feel like that may be a little bit of a safety issue, so we're going to cut about 8 inches off the height, because the trailer, the floor of the trailer is 4x8, and with the 7 feet high inside, we think that may be just a little bit too top heavy, so we're going to cut about 8 inches off of it, and you know, just for safety reasons. So with that adjustment being made, that's going to push us back a little bit as well. But yeah, we're not going to start racing until the trailer is complete. So we're going to keep pushing forward on that. Some other things, haven't messed with setting up the YouTube video channel yet, but hopefully now that I'm starting to feel a little bit better, we can get a little bit moving on that and start getting some videos uploaded on YouTube. We would also like to do some questions and answers. If anybody has any questions about some of the stuff that we're doing, shoot us a message and we'll answer those in these videos, and best that we can. So with all that being said, we are still looking for a little bit additional help from sponsors. You get your name, a little bit of exposure for your brand, getting your name out there a little bit. Also looking for some hands-on help. If we do have another hand here, you know, we can get some of this stuff done a lot faster and get back to the track and start having some fun again. So with all that being said, I do want to thank again my sponsors, FSBO-NorthCarolina.com, which is part of Sellers Resource Group, and Tibby Gyms for their support. And I also want to thank my wife Malou for filming this video. And with all that being said, that's it for today, and we will see you guys again next month. Thanks.